I'm looking for Dr. Carpenter.
I'm here.
Oh, good, 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 good. So we got started, I don't know, a month ago.
Yeah, I think just about a month, 5 weeks ago.
Okay, and then you had some issues and the only thing you told me about was you had some pain in your shoulder, and I didn't know it was the kind of pain that you actually sat up in bed and just kind of like, dealt with it. I mean, when pain's waking you up from sleep, that's pretty painful.
Yeah, yeah. It was months long worth of pain. Probably at that point, about 5 months of this pain I just could not get rid of. Tried everything, chiropractic, massage, creams, the works. Nothing was helping.
And kind of one patch wonder territory. The first patch, you said you noticed the difference, and somewhere along a week later, things kind of disappeared, or
Yeah, so you know, initially I put it on to try for the shoulder. I put it right on where the pain was, and I would say within an hour I started noticing a difference, the pain subsiding. And then you take it off after 12 hours and I'd go to sleep and the pain would return at night, but after about a week the pain stopped coming back at night. And here we are about 5 weeks later, and the pain has not returned.
wow. And you had heard about the patches along the way. You just thought, oh, that's just
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, yeah, and especially I think as a natural physician, you get asked a lot of times,
Yeah.
what do you think about this product? What do you think about that product? And
Yeah.
not even a month before, people were asking me, what do you think about these stem
Yeah.
cell patches? I was like, no, they're crap. There's no way that that works. And I'm eating
Uh,
my words for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Um,
But so
happily,
grateful to be out of all that pain. I mean, when pain
absolutely.
wakes you
Oh
up,
yeah,
that's painful.
yep, absolutely. So
And then you talked about a heart issue that you never even said to me. And so give us a little bit more. You even got an app on your phone that
yeah,
monitors.
I'm gonna show you a picture too. Someone just asked. I had the X39 on my shoulder. That's what I was using for that. So that was the main reason I started using it. And so obviously that's something very easy to see a difference with. And then I started noticing some other things that I wasn't really using the patch for, but that I found benefits for. And kind of a little background for about the past 12 years that I've known of, I've had a heart condition. I was diagnosed with POTS, and I was also diagnosed with SVT, which is supraventricular tachycardia. So it just means like above the ventricle, very fast heart rate. So I'll just be standing and my heart rate will shoot up to 130, 140 out of nowhere. So really challenging trying to be active, trying to exercise. I can't let my heart rate get to a certain level. Otherwise, it kind of sends me into this 2 day long recovery where I can't get my heart rate down. I have to lay down a lot, things like that. So, that's been a struggle as a young mom. And then I started my schooling, and 9 years total of school, trying to go through all that too. And, you really take a hit on your energy levels with everything. So, with that said, I wear an Apple Watch. I monitor my heart rate. I have a stress app that monitors my heart rate variability. And so that's a big indicator of how our bodies manage stress, and kind of it's the beats between um, or the time between our beats. So it's a little different than just measuring how fast our heart is going. And so I'll show you. This is the best way I can kind of tell you. This is a week long snapshot of my readings. And the red and the orange are obviously like overload, pay attention. They're the more dangerous ones. And blue and green are the good. So this is 1 week of my life before I started patching. And then just for fun, I went and looked at this. And this was, I would say, 3.5 weeks after starting the patches.
Oh, wow.
So it's quite a difference visually, but I feel the difference. I'm working out stronger than I ever was. I have more endurance in class. I don't feel my heart rate. It's been fantastic. So that's been a really great kind of perk that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, when we have talked about it, you said you knew you had it for the last 12 years, but you thought you could have had it for most of your life, which is,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a long time,
Yeah.
and anything, of course, with the heart, we're always, concerned about, obviously. I mean, Barbara had an irregular heartbeat, and I still remember, hey, I got to lay down. My heart's, and you just don't want to mess with the heart. So that's huge when you get those kind of improvements, and you're just 1 month in.
Yeah. Someone asked to show it again because someone came in. All right. So that's before patching.
A lot of red.
Red.
Lots of red, lots of orange. And I can feel that when that happens. I can feel that physically, like the reaction in my body, and it doesn't feel good. It's a very
Wow.
alarming feeling. And so this is about 3.5 weeks on the
Okay.
X39.
Lots of blue. Lots
Yeah,
of
blue and
green.
green. I never had green.
Yeah, nice.
I
Yeah.
never
Oh.
had green. So and then it gives me like a total body score for the day, kind of like rounds out your movement, all the things. And I was getting scores I've never seen before. So I didn't change anything else in that, in that time frame. The only thing I can say, my exercise, I did tell Gary this, my exercising was off the charts. I felt so much stronger, so much more endurance, exercising, and it was so that's also another benefit.
The statement I remember is that you were kicking the 20 something's butts.
Yeah, I
And
do.
how about the guy who came in and, tell me about the story today with the yoga, the guy.
Yeah, so I do Hot Works. I don't know if that's nationwide, but it's basically isometric exercises in a infrared sauna. So pump up the temperature to like 120 and go in there. And I love to do yoga. That's my favorite class. So there's one time I went in and you can have like 3 people in the room, and I'm doing it with this young girl. I walk in, I was like, oh man, like I got to do this class with this 20-something-year-old. This is going to be embarrassing. And at the very end, she was just like, I can't believe what you were doing. Now, granted, I've been doing yoga for a few years, but that was a nice compliment to know I was outperforming someone half my age. And then another time I went in, and this one guy, he goes to the gym multiple times a week, and he told me this afterwards, but he's like, yeah, I go in there and I think that I'm going to rock it because I'm so strong and fit. And he's like, I thought I was going to just have that class. And he goes, it took me 5 minutes to realize I was with a pro.
The pro. Oh my, what a
So,
compliment.
but it's just great. And my heat tolerance is up. I mean, I'm lasting through these workouts that are really challenging, things that I haven't been able to do in the
Wow.
last 12 years.
1 month in.
1 month in.
That's incredible. And I want to share with everyone out there too. You told me probably maybe 2 weeks ago, you said to me, how old are you? And I said 73. You said you have the skin of a 20 something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I
You
told
do.
Barbara that. I said, I'm not, and I know she wasn't made because I knew you didn't realize what my age was when you asked. And it was, so thank you for that. I don't get to see the back, of my body, obviously, but from someone who sees a lot of people, and,
Mm-hmm.
as you climb that ladder of life, things, change on you. This product here will do so much for your skin, your energy, just so many things. I've seen so many testimonials. I love
Yeah.
these Monday and Thursday night because they're always a game changer for someone that never knew this was even there.
Yes, I do wear the patches in the sauna. And then the heart rate variability that I track is called some stress monitor app. Hold on, it's literally called Stress Monitor. You got to pay for it, but it's well worth it. And it measures, I wear my Apple Watch to bed, so I measure all throughout the night. And it's been great feedback. I love to know what's going on in my body. So you're welcome.
And then the group that we belong to, you're kind of someone that they all, look to as being like the real deal.
Yeah, I
And
hope so. I mean,
yeah,
I'm a nationally board certified acupuncture physician, so I think that carries a little bit of clout when being able to talk about these things, and I do take that very seriously when I'm giving any advice to my patients or bringing a product on to my practice. I want to make sure that it's legitimate. I'm not, selling snake oil and things like that.
yeah. Sure.
Acupuncture is already kind of considered woo-woo medicine and not very prestigious to some people. So there's
What are they?
more
Yeah.
more information coming out, but yeah, it's fantastic.